Goeiemiddag, amper naand. Hallo, Anna van Wyk hierso. Raai wat, dit is donderdag. Ons from the sideline weer 'n bietjie en môre is dit Vrydag, is amper naweek tyd. Ek kan nie wag nie. En hierdie naweek is 'n besige naweek in hierdie dorp. Luister, ek wil net begin deur baie dankie te sê vir ons myn sponsor Indongo Toyota, want sonder julle kan ons nie hierdie goeders doen nie. Dit is vir my altyd baie lekker om baie trots geborg deur Indongo Toyota by sportstoernooie te kan wees, sodat ons net vir die mense wat nie daar kan wees nie, ook net op dieselfde blad as ons kan hou met wat aangaan daar buite. Luister maar opgewonde en voordat ons 'n breek gaan vat, wil ek net ook baie dankie sê vir Spur. Raai Ripa, hulle het 'n 2-jaar kontrak met ons geteken om ons official partner vir die livestreaming van die rugby te wees. So, ons beloof om ons beste te gee, om vir julle 3 tot 6 wedstryde 'n week te kan livestream. So ek en jy wat by die werk moet sit, wanneer ons kinders moet sport doen, kan dit dan op hierdie gadgets sit en kyk. Hoef ons niks te mis nie, en dan kan ons vanaand met hulle praat oor wat hulle dan nou reg doen en wat hulle nie reg doen nie. So Spur, baie dankie. Ons gaan dan vir julle so op hoogte kan hou met al die rugby en die aksie wat daar in die gang is. Ons gaan ook hierdie naweek dankie aan Spur en ook Indongo Toyota. Vir julle die games wat by Affies Park is, daar 4 wedstryde wat ons vir julle gaan livestream. So hou ons social media dop, dan hoef julle niks te mis nie. Ek vat vinnig 'n breek en dan het ek vir die eerste keer hierdie jaar 2 gaste, en het lyk vir my hulle is swemmertjies. Daar kan ek 'n tip of 2 by hulle 2 vang, want ek het gedog ek's goed, maar ek weet duidelik niks nie. Ek's nou terug.
Soundstripe.
Do you remember when a trip to the store wasn't just a chore, but an adventure? When picking the exact goods you wanted required a personal touch. After all, nothing beats walking down an aisle filled with the freshest produce or speaking to a blockman who knows exactly what you need, and being spoilt for choice with every other want and desire you may have. Why not put the fun back in shopping with a wholesome adventure where you can experience the range, the freshness, the value, and the wonder, along with a friendly team ready to serve you. This is shopping, how it's meant to be. This is Food Lovers Market. It's in the experience.
Ek is dan nou terug en ek moes nou eers gegaan het en 'n bietjie Engelse airtime ingebel het. Julle ken mos maar vir my en my Engels. Ek op en as ek hier kom en ek moet met die kinders praat, moet ek in Engels met hulle gesels en dan moet ek self eers die goed weer deurlees dat ek seker maak ek praat nie verkeerd nie. Ek sit dan natuurlik hier so saam met Oliver en Ariana. Ek weet nie of julle kan sê watter een is watter een nie, maar ek gaan vir hulle die geleentheid gee om hulle self voor te stel. Hi guys, welcome and thank you for joining me. Please introduce yourself to the viewers out there. Tell them your name, your age and which school you represent.
Hi everyone, my name is Ariana Nakosho. I am 18 years old and I school at Windhoek High School.
Hi everyone, I'm Oliver Durant and I go to school at St. Paul's.
So just for technische redes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be asking you a question and you can answer, and then I'll ask you a question and you can answer, right? So the two of them were part of the junior national team and they went to Egypt to go and swim at the Africa Aquatics Junior Swimming Championships. I wish I was this small so that I could travel in their bags and go along. What an experience it must have had to be. I'm going to start with you, Ariana. I want to know, what did it mean to you country at those championships?
It always means a lot to me when I wear my country's colors, the national colors, being able to represent my country in the water. And yeah, no, I always enjoy it. I always enjoy the experience. It's always the best thing ever. It's always different. I always learn new things. And yeah, I think it was really good.
Well, I can tell you guys, I just told her when I got here, I kind of recognized her face. And my oldest son is in grade 8 in VIS, and I saw her at the grade 8 sort of swimming gala thing that they had. And I told my husband, listen, this girl jumping in and out of the water, she's definitely she has to be a national swimmer because normal children don't swim this way. Oliver, tell me, how did it feel stepping onto the pool deck knowing that you were not only a swimmer in the team, but the captain?
I mean, it's not too different to just stepping up as a normal swimmer, because being a captain on especially an individual sport like swimming, it's not as much of a responsibility as a team sport. Okay. But it's always nice to know that like people are looking up to you and kind of being their role model. It's always nice. And yeah, just kind of trying to keep the team together. It wasn't really hard. The team was amazing. Yeah, the team was absolutely amazing. But yeah, nothing really changed. We all gelled together. It was super fun.
The next question I want to ask is not on the sheet, because I just do what I wanted anyway. When did you guys start swimming? You know, did your parents force you to swim? Was it just something you wanted to do as a hobby and then you found a love for it? What was the inspiration in really taking it serious as a sport?
Okay, so the first time that I got into the water, I was 2 months old. My mom had taken me to baby swimming classes. And then ever since then, I never stopped. Like, I just kept growing, going on to the different levels. And then I had a stage in 2023 where I wanted to quit. And then I didn't train for about a week, and I was like, I cannot live without this sport. I enjoy this too much. I can't see myself not doing this.
Oh, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been swimming basically my whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much the same as Ariana. I've been swimming my whole life. I got into swimming because of just water safety in general. And then, yeah, I kind of just took from there. Yeah, I never really took a break from it. My parents would never allow that, jumping off the walls. But yeah, no, it's pretty much my life since I've been small.
That's very cool. My father taught me how to swim, and that's about that. I can do a few laps if I really try very hard. I want to know, and I want to ask both of you this question. How did you and your team prepare mentally and physically for the event?
Well, as a swimmer, you train a lot. You train about 8 times a week, every morning, every afternoon, gym sessions as well. So it was really just training every day, staying committed, being like prepared, knowing that, okay, I'm working towards this when I go to Egypt. And yeah, mentally, I mean, we just had to like reassure ourselves that everything would be fine, that we would race completely fine, and yeah.
Yeah, like as I said before, the team really gelled really well together. So again, the team atmosphere was amazing. Everyone supported one another. So mentally, it was a breeze. But then obviously, physically, the work has been done beforehand. Each clubs, they know they put in the work every morning, every afternoon, 3 hours a day. So yeah, everyone knew that they put in the work and they deserved to be there. So yeah, everyone knew what they wanted, and what they achieved is pretty much what they wanted, I suppose.
That is very cool. Listen, are there any traditions or rituals? See, mistake. Rituals that you guys as a team do together, like to hype up a bit or get ready before you actually have to go into the water?
Not necessarily at this competition that we went to, but we did have team bonding, I would say.
Okay.
Thing. We have this mascot for our like swimming federation.
Okay.
His name is Splash. It's an eagle.
Okay.
And now we had this little Splash plushie that we took, and then we decided that every day we're going to spin a wheel, like a random name generator.
Okay.
And then that person who got selected would have to take care of the plushie as if it was like our teammate as well.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's basically what we did.
The same, but was it for all of you guys?
Yeah, it was for the whole team, yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, that's very cool, very interesting. If there's anything, is there anything, any life lessons or something new that you guys learned while you were over there?
Well, with swimming, there's not really you can always learn. Like in terms of the atmosphere and the environment, it was very different from what we know. It was a lot. We were really not like familiar with the place. They did things differently. The culture was also different, so we had to adapt to a lot of things differently. But that also made me realize personally that you have to, like, no matter what the circumstances are, you will be fine. Like in the end, everything will be okay.
Okay.
It will go as planned. You don't have to really stress or anything. And everyone is different, and you have to accept that. So
That's very cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So for all the like the young swimmers out there, just kind of keep going. Like Ariana said earlier, you take a break and then you actually realize how much you love swimming. And yeah, just if you really have that love for the sport, it's really a breeze to go to training every day. And yeah, obviously competition there will be ups and downs. But at the end of the day, if you really put your mind to it, you can achieve anything you really want to.
I like their positive, like just way of viewing and seeing everything and how much you actually love the sport you're doing. Dit is vir my so cool. Dit is vir my so lekker om dit te sien. Want to be quite honest, not all the younger people today view it this way. So this is where ek hoop al julle ander sportkodes steek hier so aan. Steek 'n bietjie aan, né? So I have 2 more questions. I want to know, you can decide who wants to answer the question. How many teams participated? Because I heard you guys came 4th overall. That is amazing. So tell me how many teams participated, and then who did you initially think was going to be your biggest opponent going? Who's on? Oh, winner.
So there was 32 teams competing, or 32 countries competing. And obviously the big powerhouses in swimming is usually Egypt and then South Africa.
Okay.
So obviously we knew South Africa or Egypt was going to win.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we kind of tried our best for that 3rd place, and then we just missed it on the last day. So yeah, but I'm super proud of the team. We did amazing. We actually did win more medals than Nigeria that came 3rd, but they just beat us by 1 gold medal. Yeah, so if we just got that 1 gold medal, we would have come 3rd. So that's definitely a goal for next time around.
Yes, definitely. Well, I have one more question, and I would like each of you to give an answer. You've kind of like already given an answer, but I want you to direct it, because it's so important for the older juniors to be a good and well, what's the word? Just to be a well-rounded inspiration for the younger children, right? Because we need to inspire the young ones to stay committed and to stay disciplined, to continue on and growing, because you are opening a gateway for them, and they have to go through that gateway eventually. So one very powerful piece of advice from each of you to the younger swimmers watching.
This is gonna sound very cliche, but it's the most simple and actually the most honest thing to say is that don't give up. You can be going through the worst times. Like I had a huge dip, and that's when I wanted to quit. And I thought that I wasn't going to get better anymore. And I mean, look where I am now. I didn't give up. I kept training. There were a lot of like things holding me back, and I was like not in the right mental state, but I never gave up. I kept showing up. I kept putting in all the work that I could. So yeah, just don't give up, and you will reach your goal.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what I would say is just have fun. Surround yourself with people that you enjoy being around, and then also try to stay away from the negative. Try always look at the positive. Sure, there might be a lot more negative sometimes than there is positives, but again, just shine a light on the positive, not the negative.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, I am inspired. I'm not going to be negative Nancy about how much my body's going to hurt tomorrow. I'm going to just enjoy the sport that I love playing. Guys, thank you so much for sitting out some time to have a chat with me. I saved up all my English airtime, and I'm probably going to be criticized because it's not even my best. So I really want to say thank you and congratulations to the both of you and your team. And I hope everything for the future will just go as the way that God plans it in any way, and that you would reach better and higher goals if you push yourself hard enough, and if you enjoy what you do, and if you don't give up. We're quickly taking a break, and then I'll be back as ek hoor ek en oom Sean gaan weer 'n bietjie gesels. Thank you guys. Bye.
Soundstripe.
Do you remember when a trip to the store wasn't just a chore, but an adventure? When picking the exact goods you wanted required a personal touch. After all, nothing beats walking down an aisle filled with the freshest produce, or speaking to a blockman who knows exactly what you need, and being spoiled for choice with every other want and desire you may have. Why not put the fun back in shopping with a wholesome adventure where you can experience the range, the freshness, the value, and the wonder, along with a friendly team ready to serve you. This is shopping, how it's meant to be. This is Food Lovers Market. It's in the experience.
En kyk hier, ek dink nie ek en Onnie, ons het al een keer saam gesels. Hallo Sean. Het ons al hierdie jaar? Ons het nog hierdie jaar. Ons het nog nie hierdie jaar gechat nie. Guys, Uncle Sean is in the house. Hoe gaan dit, Sean?
Right, dankie dat ek hier is vanaand, hoor, ek waardeer dit.
Dis 'n plesier, ek het gedink it's about damn time. Voordat ek en Sean gou vinnig oor baie lekker dinge gaan gesels, sal julle nou nie raai nie, maar ons doen nie net swem en hokkie en netbal en sokker en rugby nie. Kerels, ons leer stoei ook. Christen was besig en hy het 'n Namibiese stoeiman, Chris Stassen, bietjie geïnterview. Check it out.
Yes guys, we are back here, and as mentioned in the video earlier on when I was standing in front of my Ndongo Bakkie, we're actually interviewing Chris Stassen today, a Namibian wrestler, quite an exciting thing. You guys might remember 2 weeks ago we spoke to Russell Fick, actually a very good friend of Chris's, and he told me you have to hit this guy up. He has a very interesting story, he does a very interesting sport, and so that's what we're doing today. So Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, how are you?
No, can't complain. Just to start out with, before we go into the deep stuff of wrestling and so forth, where in Namibia do you live? Any interesting fact about yourself? And how did you get into wrestling?
Oh, so I'm from Windhoek. I'm 16 years old and I've been doing wrestling for about 2 years. And what got me into wrestling was one of my friends did wrestling. And yeah, that kind of motivated me to get into wrestling.
I was scared you were going to say something like, yeah, you were watching WWE or you like putting your friends in chopsers, but that's also quite cool, yeah. The power of peer pressure, in a good way, obviously, yeah. So let me know, how does a typical training day look like for you, or a typical week of training?
So I train wrestling on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 till 9. And then Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays I do strength training and conditioning training.
All right, so I have to pop this question. Do you skip leg day?
All the time.
There you have it, guys. You can be successful and also skip leg day. We heard it from a professional right there. So, a bit of a deeper question, looking at your proudest moment as a wrestler. What was one of those moments, be it in a championship or coming against a difficult opponent, where you're really like, wow, this is one for the memorabilia. This is something I'll always remember in the sport.
So one of the proudest moments was when I was wrestling this guy from South Africa. I watched his Instagram and stuff beforehand, and he looked really, really good. And then at the end, I managed to beat him with 1 point.
Wow, close margins there. Yes, that's very awesome. And now, a bit more on this personal journey type of tangent. What would you say was one of the lessons or life disciplines you've learned through the sport? In other words, how has the sport helped you become basically a better person?
Before I started wrestling, I was really skinny, and I'd say I was a bit weaker. And then when I got into wrestling, I saw the other people that also does wrestling, and the opponents were really strong. So that motivated me to like work harder, gain weight, and become stronger.
Awesome, man. So, in a summary, actually, it taught you to be disciplined, to persevere, and to basically set your mind to something. That's very cool, man. That's really awesome. And so, talking a bit now about Namibian sport and specifically Namibian wrestling, how does it feel to be a Namibian wrestler?
Now it feels great to represent the country. Obviously, we have some good coaches and a really good team behind us.
Awesome, man. And then, like in a sentence or two, how would you describe the Namibian wrestling community? Are they lekker people? Are there some weird people? Talk to me about that.
The community is really nice. There's a lot of students my age that also does wrestling. So yeah, it's very nice people to be around, and yeah, the vibe is just all over really nice.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I wanted to also check by you. Is there any upcoming wrestling competitions that we can maybe tell the fans about, that we can shout you guys out when it happens?
So next weekend I have a Johnny Raids tournament, or not Johnny Raids, Abraham Geldenhuys in South Africa, and then next year is Junior Youth Olympics that I'll also be participating in.
That's really awesome. We'll definitely be checking out the socials, checking out the newspapers to see how you do there. Wishing you all the best at that one. Go and make us proud. Go beat another South African with 1 point. Yeah, that's how we like it. The last question before we wrap this up. Do you have any pre-match ritual or favorite drink you like to drink, or something you just do as a kind of a ritual or a habit before you go onto that mat?
So usually I pray before a match, and then I'll drink like an energy drink, like a Powerade or something, just to get me hydrated.
Awesome stuff. Prayer from the Lord and some caffeine. And there we have it, the winning formula, guys. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for your time. And that was us.
Soundstripe.
Ons is so opgewonde oor waar ons nou met julle gaan gesels, dat ons nie kan opgesels oor dit waar ons met julle gaan gesels nie, nê? Sean, ons is jy is hier om met ons te gesels oor die Namibia Youth Rugby Invitational. Ek kan nie wag, het julle al gesien? Die flyer is oral op ons social media. Ons is besig. Dit is 7 tot 12 Julie. Put it in your brain and in all your calendars. Sean, vertel 'n bietjie vir ons, wie kom almal kuier, wie spaar van ons local spanne, en dan het ek gehoor, daar gaan hokkie ook wees, imagine.
Ja, Anna, dankie vir die geleentheid, man. It's going to be a humdinger, like you put on your socials. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that. Ja, Anna, kom ek sê vir ons het Paul Boys defending champions, them was coming in now, so they're bringing a humding of... Kom ek vertel eers gou vir jou so. Ek praat gisteroggend met een van die spanne se ouens wat inkom. Toe bel Stef vir my net daarna. Toe sê Stef, ek kom nie meer in, hy is nou nie meer by Paul Boys nie, maar om Hendrik hulle kom in. Maar hy sê vir my, Sean, 3 maters, Cowboys, is besig om vir Paul Boys te dreig. Hulle kom van die TV hierdie jaar. Maar hulle het nou 'n verrassing vir hulle boys. Onthou ons het strekspanne hierdie jaar. En die ouens, hulle weet wat is op die spel hierdie jaar. Maar ek het vandag die eerste interview gehad met Durbanville High School met hulle hoofcoach. Hy sê vir my, dit is vir hulle so 'n movie se groot geleentheid. Hy sê die ouers, hulle kom met 25 seuns, al die ouers kom in. That's 40 some odd parents that are organizing flights and all that type of stuff, hulle kom in. Hy sê, ek kry nou die hoendervleis, it's going to be a next level. Ek is besig met nuwe borge. Once again, Spurs sponsoring, I think 1 or 2 days of lunches for the boys as a burger and chips, and Spur Steak Ranches International. Quentin, you guys rock. Thank you so much for that. Indongo Toyota's on board again this year. Fabiform, getrouw. Yeah, no, they're sponsoring the MVPs again this year. That is next level. Walter, and I know they're going to do the Stallions and the Colts as well. Guys, yeah, I just want to say on that note, Anna, die woord is daar uit en as baie mense wat hieroor praat, veral tussen kinders en die ouers. We are selecting a Stallion squad again this year of 28 players. There will be a team selected. And we're selecting a cult team, again, as well this year. Maak so. Ons hoop net Bakkies en Dirk is weer betrokke, want hulle het klaar met ons kom meet. Hulle is happy met alles. I just want them to sign. And then this year we're bringing in, we holding hands with the NSSR. They have pretty much said it's right. And what we're going to do is from the regional teams that are playing here, we'll select 2 coaches that will work with Bakkies and Dirk as well. So during that build-up phase before these teams go on tour. Nou Chris en ek was nou hier bo die kantoor gewees en ons het nou coin geflip. Gaan ons 'n hokkiespan select. Ons sal julle laat weet. Ons weet nog nie, maar ons kyk daarna. It's going to be a humbling of a week. It's going to be awesome. We can't announce the venue. Next week we'll announce the venue. But it's going to be a stunning venue. They have pretty much said it's right. We're going to negotiations now next week. But Anna, the kids are talking about it. The people are talking about it. The sponsors that are come on board, that have come on board already. We're busy with a couple of brand new sponsors that are really interested in this. So ja, Anna, dis 'n jol en dit gaan net 'n lekker tyd weer wees. Dis al wat dit is. En ding vir my die mooiste van alles is dis jaar 3. En dat die NSSR ingekoop het hierin. Ek dink is 'n great ding dat kan ek dit stel dat die Unie ook betrokke is, die Namibiese skole rugby Unie. Ek en Albert Aries praat weer môreoggend. So daar's 'n klomp beplannings wat aangaan. Maar ja, ons sien uit man. Ek weet nie wat is jou gunsteling gedeelte van daai week as ek mag vra.
In die eerste plek wil ek net sê ek is bly. Dit is altyd harde klipkou, maar uiteindelik is die groter prentjie it's about the children and developing the children, nee, en dit is waarvoor 'n mens so hard werk. My gunsteling deel is nie net ek hou van mense. Nee, dis nie 'n geheim nie, ek hou daarvan. En soms hou ek daarvan om baie te gesels ook, nee. But I like ek het gewonder of Parel Boys hulle nie die trofee maar net by die huis gaan los nie, maar dit lyk dan nou vir my van ek jy weet wat is daai hat-trick ding, noem jy dit sien daar kom hulle vir 'n hat-trick nou hierdie jaar, maar ek dink ons local spanne en dit is wat my gunsteling ding is, by hierdie tipe toernooi kom ons local skole en die spanne en hulle haal net iets anders uit. They play different rugby, they perform different, hulle gees is lekker, everyone is welcoming, en dit is net vir my lekker om in Namibië by so 'n tipe toernooi hier te wees, en om ander mense hier te hê, en dan is ek hartlik opgewonde oor die hokkie. I'm very excited about that as well.
Well, I know on that point, it was an idea that I think we did a couple of months ago when we had our team meeting here and we were chatting about the hockey and the netball but you know, everything in good time. So Paul, boys, Rowan, you've been on my case, but yeah, I'm glad you were. So the guys made a decision. I don't make those decisions without Christo. And he said, well, let's see what he can do. So we're going to play hockey there as well. It's going to be field hockey, not going to do the traditional gravity 5s. We'll do the field hockey. And I think what is going to be awesome about it is to give a bit of flair. There's going to be a different crowd of people coming in there. The hockey dad and the hockey mom will also want to watch the main game of the evening with rugby. And I'm telling you now, it's going to be vice versa as well. Ons twee is altyd hockey ouers, so ons wil ook 'n bietjie hockey gaan kyk. I just think the flair of having hockey there is going to be awesome. I spoke today to VRS's captain's Marcus Botha's dad today, and he says, but the guys are looking forward to it, you know. So I think it's something different, and it's also a good time for them to train or to get game time before they go to Brothers the 22nd. Now, I've had another coach, you know who you are, I spoke to you today on the phone. They're looking at, shouldn't we put girls in it as well? But, you know, it's just like too much, you know. So we will see how it's going to pan out. But we're just blessed. It's 2 months we're going in the dying straight now. And ek dink ek gaan 'n hamdinger wees hierdie jaar om alles op die clue is one venue. Hockey and rugby on one venue is going to be awesome. Anna, vir my gaan dit oor die geleentheid vir die kind. Baie van daai kinders, ek en Christo het nou daaroor gepraat, baie van daai kinders speel nie vir hulle skool se eerste span nie. So hulle kry nooit die kans om in international te speel nie. En daai kind perform ook maar net beter op daai platform. Verstaan jy, daar's in plaas van 100 mense wat die game kyk, nou kyk daar 400 mense na daai game. En daai kind is net next level. So Anna, ja, I think this is going huge. En met die span wat ons het, van julle almal, ons hele span, it's just going to be a lekker week. I'm telling you, it's going to be an awesome week, man.
Al wat ek hieruit verstaan nou dat die hokkie bykom is ek moet vir my ander draftekkies gaan koop. Sounds like I'm going to be running. Me and Kristen need to buy a new pair of draftekkies for that week. En warm bersies, want dit raak koud daarso. Ek is baie opgewonde, maar luister, voordat ons gaan afsny en baie sê, is hierdie 'n besige naweek wat voorlê. Ek wil net terugkom op my 2 baie goeie braaibroodjie vriende en net sê, die derby is na Saterdag verby, dan kan julle maar kom en by Sean kom besigheid doen asseblief. Baie dankie Dirk en Bakkies. En dan is daar Interhigh tussen VHS en Windhoek Gimnasium. Ek weet ek lyk nie so oud nie, maar ek sou eintlik ook in die Golden Oldies netbalspan gespeel het. Go Gimmies! Nee? Ek is mos maar 'n oud skoolier daar, maar ek word nou kyk dit vir my. En VHS, want my kinders is in VHS, so ek is in die middel, ek kan nie meer vir een van die skole speel nie. Ek hoop almal wat interskole doen hierdie naweek, geniet dit gate uit. Mag die beste skool met die beker wegstap, né? Nee? Ek is mos nou geskeer in 2. Ek het mos nou ek weet nie hoe om hierdie goed te hanteer. Ek het 'n kind wat in VHS is en ek is 'n ou gimnasiumskoolier. Ek stem net vir die span wat hulle beste gee op die sportgronde.
Jy weet hoe werk dit, né? Jy kan hokkie wen, rugby wen, netbal wen, swem wen. Dan wen jy nie. En ek moet vir jou sê, ek weet nie waar my geld hierdie jaar te sit nie. Dit gaan 'n helse game wees daai. Maar ek sien uit na die hokkie môre aand. Ek sien uit na die netbal Saterdag. Ja. Living Ball's got stands at the netball. So kry jou netballe daarso. And Living Ball is going to be at the rugby field as well. Get your stuff there. But yeah, to all the kids playing there, guys, I must put it out there. If you're matric this year, it's the biggest game you're going to play of your life. The guys playing rugby, daar start ek weer uit. You're going to have 5, 6, 7,000 people watching that game. Go and play and jol. Girls, ek het 'n meisie wat vir VHS speel. Ek moet nou daai blou hemp nou aantrek en ek support hulle daarso. En ek sê vir jou reguit, meisies, jou eerste game in jou lewe wat jy met die hokkie gaan na 1,500, 2,000 mense daar wees. Just go out there. It doesn't go about the people. It goes about your game. And go and enjoy it.
Wel, as Sean dit mag doen, mag ek ook. Louis Allen, jy speel jou heel eerste interskole van jou hele hoërskoolloopbaan môre middag. Seun, gee jy net jou beste, doen net wat jy weet jy kan doen, geniet die hokkie en ja, mag die beste skool met die hokkie môre VHS wen en ek sal my bets agter vir die skerms afmaak met Sean. Ek hoop julle het almal 'n geseënde sportiewe besige naweek. As julle my iewers raakloop, sê tog maar hallo want ek gaan definitief oral rond wees. En ek is definitief by die Derby United bo. Dit sê ek kliphard met baie trots op my bors. Kyk daarso. Dirk en Bakkies. Good luck to you guys. I'll see you on the field. Pas julle op, wees geseënd, goed gaan. Tata. That was awesome. Thank you.
Preview.